Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Crypto Events Announcements. I'm Eugene, your Crypto MC, and please welcome my today's distinguished speaker is Maxim Yarovitsky, the founder of Flatchain, and he also will be speaking at Barcelona, Spain in November 19, 20, and 21st at the AI and Blockchain Summit, the third edition of the well-known famous Swiss Blockchain Leadership Summit hosted by Nelly Alova. And in my team, Maxim, it's a great pleasure now to have you on the interview.
Yes, hi, hello to everyone. It's a big pleasure for me as well to participate in this big event and a very important event for all the people. And I would like to thank you additionally you for giving me such an opportunity to present myself and present probably a little bit my project even before the competition will start. So I really appreciate it.
Well, that's really a good opportunity. And first of all, for those people who may be not familiar with you, could you give us, please, a bit intro who you are and what are you doing right now in the blockchain space regarding crypto? What projects are you working on right now?
Yeah, just few words about my past experience. I'm a former banker. I've been working as an investment banking in Latvian bank named Ritumo for years. Actually, I was a head of sales of all the financial products. I was also responsible for attracting and onboarding new customers to the bank. Then I was working in Luxembourg Bank, RCB. I was responsible for business development. So actually, I'm very familiar to many financial processes and products working in the financial sector for all my entire life. Currently, I am the owner of Estonian crypto licensed company named Flatchain. And in addition to providing the escrow and plus crypto exchange services right now, the moment that we are providing already, the goal of our project is to create a single unified platform which will allow clients to make payments all around the world, to make payments by cards, to pay by cards everywhere, and to have access to all the largest crypto exchanges within one platform in one account, which makes this project really unique from my point of view. Also, we are working on developing a unified compliance process for all types of clients, which will solve the problem of onboarding and onboarding of new customers, and will give the opportunity to all the customers, all around the world, to get both services, payment solution and exchange, using and providing just only one set of documents. Just imagine you pass once you pass the KYC and email and onboarding process, you have the access to all the services we are providing. So it should be very useful for different types of clients of customers. And one more thing, our platform is an independent platform. Firstly and mainly, it's independent of the banks. I would say it's the whole ecosystem, financial and crypto ecosystem, combined, as I said before, in one platform. So from now on, the customers will not have to look for crypto-friendly banks, try to explain the managers and compliance officers why do they work with crypto, and so on and so on and so on. Using our long time management experience, it was possible to assemble a team. We've been analyzing the markets, the offers of the market for a quite long period of time. We've been analyzing the current European legislation, and we are able to present and to create a single unified process for all the services for different types of clients. So that's a little bit about the project I am in.
That's a great story. And why did you decide to share your ideas and experience in Barcelona at the AI and Blockchain Summit?
Look, before I will answer your question, may I ask you a question? How often do you use your bank, for example, or how often do you check the balance of your account?
I think several times a day.
How often do you take out the credit card or debit card from the pocket? Same.
Several times a week, definitely.
So we have to admit that today we are surrounded by banks, by payment providers, by payment institutions. We're making transfer, online payments, online purchases. We're using debit cards. So actually, the financial institutions became quite important part of our life, and absolutely everyone is deeply connected with financials, more or less, somehow, anyhow. Cryptocurrency also has become the very important part of maybe financially more educated audience. So unfortunately, as I said before, the requirements and conditions for passing all these KYC ML procedures have become much tougher and tougher in recent years. A very large number of customers are suffering problems working with the banks. I'm pretty sure that everyone is facing these problems in any kind of process. So I would suggest that fintech is losing 1/3 of all customers during the onboarding stage right now. And the number of customers, but from the other point of view, the number of customers is constantly growing, but the number of unsatisfied, unhappy clients is growing even faster. So I would like to share my personal experience with the people, because I have experience from both sides, on both sides. From one side, I have experience as a banker, as the compliance officer, as a AML officer, and from the other side, I have experience of a startup, which I'm leading right now, and I have to go through all these processes right now. Unified KYC process for all services will save, for sure will save onboarding time, and will make it possible to offer new service without requesting any additional information, any additional and useful and information for us, for banks.
Well, what scope, what range of topics and issues will you be covering during your performance in Barcelona stage?
Considering the fact that I'm involved in such a project, I would like to speak about the smart payments and of course about the compliance trends and issues and the impact on revenue, quality and assurance of these processes. So the KYC MAL, the smart payments, it will be the topic I would like to speak. And I also may assure you that a lot of interesting examples and maybe some surprising stories you will, the people will hear and will get some knowledge, definitely. Because over the last 10 or 15 years even, technologies move forward. Big part of customers a little bit older may remember the time that, for example, in order to send just a regular copy of a passport, for example, to the bank officer, to the compliance officer, or utility bill, they had to find a specialized place, they have to make a copy, then they have to make a scanned copy, then they have to send it to their email, then they have to return it home, and only all after that, after all these processes, they had an possibility to send this requirement document to the compliance officers. Right now, using the smartphone, using laptop, it may be done in 2 minutes, right? So it seems that onboarding process should be easier and faster, but no, it's totally opposite. Yes, financial institutions are requesting more documents now, but have you ever just noticed, have you ever just thinking that sometimes providing specific document is absolutely not related to your business activity at all. And actually some extract from some registry will not prove that your business is legal and transparent. So where is the connection between all these nonsense questions and the real activity of the clients? So we think that we have to avoid all these unnecessary procedures and unnecessary time spending for onboarding the clients.
Well, by your opinion, Maxim, what are the main trends right now in the blockchain industry? What are the destinations or direction the industry is moving on inevitably?
There are a few trends, as it seems for me, there are a few trends, but the trend I see at the moment, one of the trends, is the race and competition between several countries for the title of being called the crypto capital of the world. The race is led by Lithuania, Switzerland, Malta, and Estonia. Some of the countries are providing not only licensing, but only financial instruments. So we will just follow the trend and we will see which country will be the best country for getting the licenses and for working in.
Well, I totally agree with you that the countries in the world are actually competing for the future clients and customers in the new blockchain era. And finally, Maxim, whom will you recommend to visit AI and Blockchain Summit in Barcelona? What type of person will mostly benefit from attending this event this fall 2019?
As I said in the very beginning, this conference should be and will be very interesting and more important, very useful for absolutely all groups of people. Firstly, it will be interesting and useful for business owners who could better understand and afterwards would be better prepared for the requirements of the financial institutions. For the financial institutions, which will potentially will be able to discover clients' needs in more depth and probably identify mistakes are made during providing services to the clients. Because look, it's very natural and essential to follow the trends and clients' needs. It's very common. I will underline and I will repeat it again and again. And of course, for the clients, the conference should be very useful for the clients who are looking, I don't know, for new and optimal solution on the market. Our project is an ideal example of a new solution and threat on the market. Maybe it sounds a little bit pathetic, but luckily for us, as I see the market and the environment, luckily for us, it is true. So I will find once again, the satisfied client is the key to success for any kind of business. And our task is to simplify the client's professional life as much as we can, and to provide the best quality service, because satisfied client equals successful business. And the speed of decision making of our business, of course, it's very important. And one more thing, we do not want to become a customer onboarding conveyor. We just to avoid unnecessary procedures and time spending to provide client the best service on the market. This is it. Everything is easy. Satisfied client, successful business. And we are always client-oriented team and a project, because I was always client-oriented manager. That's it.
So I totally share your idea. So ladies and gentlemen, if you are agree with Maxima, want to discover more details about the future of banking and payments in the blockchain era, or to convince yourself and everybody around you while banking system will have inevitably been disrupted in right time and right place, so please attend the AI and Blockchain Summit in Barcelona, Spain in November 19, 20, and 21st, hosted by InMind, and meet Maxim Yarovitsky personally. And by the way, we can also meet with you at other events. Please check out cryptomc.com and find a list of events and your promo codes. Subscribe our Facebook page and YouTube channel, and stay tuned for next speakers interviews. Maxim Yarovitsky from Flatchain and Eugene Romanenko with you. Thank you for watching Crypto Events Announcements. See you in November 19, 20, and 21st in Barcelona, Spain at the AI and Blockchain Summit. Stay tuned, stay crypto, and thank you, Maxim, very much.
Thanks a lot. Thank you, and we are waiting for everyone on the conference. Thanks.